Can you explain to me why the Earth's flat?
Why? It's more of a metaphysical question, isn't it?
It's an asinine belief.
Why do you say that?
What's the basis? The
How
Bible?
flat the Earth is? No, how flat the Earth is.
How flat it is, yeah.
And what's the basis? Go to the ocean. Does it look flat? There's the basis.
Well, do you know what relativity is?
It's a word. What
So
context
now
are you
he's
using it in?
looking for excuses.
No, but it's a word
You know
with
that
a meaning.
Einstein said that in his theory of relativity, the Earth is equivalent to a accelerating disk moving up at 9.8 meters per second squared.
You're thinking much bigger than you actually have the capacity to
You
think
don't. Why are you
materially.
even saying
No,
that?
I'm
You don't know me
serious.
from Adam.
No, but I'm serious because this, right? If you think materially, like, if you're seeing it and it's flat, how do you know it's flat?
Because it's
What are
water.
you?
Okay, so
Like,
I see
you
the
have an
Earth. It
inflated
looks
ego.
flat. Should I reach the conclusion that it's actually curved?
That's what I think about flat.
Oh, so when you see
Flatters,
flat
as I'll
things, you go, "That must
reiterate.
be." Yeah, you don't have any arguments. It's weird how you think
And
it's
when he
so
sees a
stupid, but
dog,
you
he
can't
thinks it's a
argue.
cat.
What's your response to that?
What's your response to what? Do you think I'm an idiot? I don't care. Wasn't that what you said? I think you're an idiot. That was your
Look,
argument
Yeah,
for a
I
globe.
mean,
I can be an
you asked for
idiot,
the
brother.
basis, bro.
I can be an idiot. I can be the fucking dumbest retard ever to grace the Earth. The Earth is still flat, regardless of my
how do
mental
you know
state,
that?
because of how flat it is. Okay, really
To
simply.
you?
Okay, really simple to everybody. To you.
Yes, to me
Okay,
as
where did
well.
you go when you saw the Earth as a globe?
In
Yeah,
a
that's what I thought.
fucking university, in a book.
So you didn't see the Earth as a globe.
I mean, I also live on a mountain. I can see it like kind of shaved down. Like
So you can
I
see
don't know.
Earth curve from the top of a mountain. So I'm
Shaves
gonna
down.
post a video from Mount Everest. I'm doing a 360-degree panorama.
I
That
hope
shows
it
it's
has
flat
the
from Mount
photo.
Everest.
I hope it has the photoshopped photo of New York on it. That shit
The
was so funny.
photoshopped photo of New York.
Yeah, and they're like,
What does that
look,
even
you can
mean?
see." There was a photo that was like, "Look, you can see New York from Mount Everest."
Why would you be
That's
able
how,
to see New York from Mount Everest?
because that's how tall it is, and it's so the Earth's flat, guys.
Yeah, but the angular size of New York would be
Wait,
so
why
small
wouldn't you be
beyond.
able to see
I'm going to
New
tell you,
York from
because the
Mount Everest?
angular size of Mount Everest, if you just do the calculation, Mount Everest in New York, say it's 5,000
What
miles.
calculation are you doing?
The angle calculation, how much the visual angle New York would subtend. The visual angle, right? Because we see in angles, right? The sun has a visual angle of 0.5 degree. So New York, we could say, hey, what's the tallest building in New York? What's its visual angle that it would subtend from Mount Everest? It's way beyond the resolution of the eye or any optical telescope ever fucking made by man.
I mean, it's just kind of Occam's razor, though. Like,
Yeah, I know it's Occam's razor. The simplest
the logical
explanation.
conclusion.
Yeah. So
Really?
the simplest explanation with the least amount of substance is most likely correct, right? The Earth looks flat because it is flat. Period. Boom. Thank you. Checkmate. Game over.
I don't think that's true.
How many
Okay,
assumptions
so
did I have to
but
make?
no,
How many
because that
assumptions
is
did I have to make
Occam's
about the
razor,
Earth?
bro. Occam's
Occam's
razor.
razor. I made no assumptions. It looks flat because it is flat. No
No,
assumptions at all.
you are assuming things to be absolute. Because here it is.
No,
If you
he's not
assume,
assuming anything.
no, hold on,
He's not assuming anything.
Okay, if you make this assertion that the Earth is flat, you are hereby declaring that there is a conspiracy to lie.
No,
That the
you
Earth
are.
is flat.
You are.
No,
You
'cause
are.
what?
You
What?
are.
No, because the
No,
consensus is
don't
that
say
it's
that we
round.
are. You are. You just said that, not us. Don't put that onto us, bro.
I don't
So
think
if
flat
You're
Earth
it's
the
is a
one
flat,
coming
conspiracy.
to that conclusion
why
and
why
projecting
are
it
there?
onto us because of the implications.
So why is there travel between
Yeah, just gish gallop.
no,
Why is there travel?
no, hold on. Why is there travel between like different axes? Like if you go like negative, you can get to the same point.
Yeah, because east and west are circles, bro.
Right.
Yeah, circles.
East
Stick a
and
pole in the
west are,
ground. Stick a pole in the center of a fucking football field and circle around it.
what does that have to do with what I'm saying?
You
You're
end up
still
back at the same
north?
place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you wait in a circle. You just didn't flip upside
So to
down.
you it's just one, but it, if you're going in a circle around a line, you're going on one axis.
No, you're in a
not
circle around a
going in a
point.
3D space.
Circle around a point.
You're not circling. Yeah, but in a 2D space because you're not moving the other axis.
Yeah, there is no other axis. You're not
Yeah,
flipping
but in
upside
real
down, dude.
fucking life there is. Your analogy's
Okay, prove
retarded.
it. Prove it.
What do you mean prove it? You can
Prove
walk forward and you can walk to your left.
That's right. You can walk in a circle, right? And you want to know what people do? Just go on Google and type in, why do people walk in circles? It's a well-known fact that people, if they don't have any outside reference, will walk in a circle.
What does it have to do with anything?
Because even though you think you're walking straight, you're walking in a circle.
No,
People do it flying,
you
driving,
can
sailing a
walk
boat.
straight. You actually
can
can
for
walk
very
straight.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, then why do people when they get
If I
their
walked
plane
the
crashes?
train and I hopped on the
I
train
said
station
without
and
an
I took the train.
external spatial reference. Did you listen to that part? Without an external spatial reference.
Exactly.
The train is
How
your
do you know?
external
What does that
spatial
mean?
reference.
When would you ever be without an external spatial reference?
If you
There's
walk
always
100
landmarks
miles,
everywhere.
the external spatial reference you started with, you can no longer see.
What would that even mean? What would that even
Okay,
mean?
like say
External space. Give that a definition, because like
external spatial reference, meaning a spatial reference that you can see all from all places around your route of travel. We don't have those, so we use the stars. And we use the North Star and we circle around the North Star. When you look north and you walk to your left, you're going west. If you walk to your right, you're going east.
right, yeah, that's how north, east, south, west work.
Yes, she's walking a circle around a point, the North Star.
Yeah, because it's a globe.
No, because you decided you're going to look. Do circles exist on flat surfaces?
Yes.
Okay. It's really simple.
No.
It
What does the fact that circles exist prove that the Earth is flat?
doesn't. Who said it did?
But then why
It
the fuck
doesn't.
are you
It's a
talking about it?
refutation to what you're claiming, you idiot.
I didn't claim that circles didn't exist. How would that refute anything?
No, but you just claim that
claim
it's.
that
You
traveling
pretty much
around
claim
Go ahead, Dia.
that it's only possible on a ball going in a circle. That's what you implied.
But
Look,
you
it's real
can
simple. Here's the
physically
proof of the
go
flat Earth.
from you
I'll give
could
you.
also take the circular route. So like there you could take that route, but what I'm talking about is not the same thing. You understand that, right? Like if you place a flag on the ground and you mark 360 on it, right? And you start at the bottom and you cross to the top, you don't have to walk around the circle. You can just cut straight through it because
Yeah,
it's
but
a
no one's
3D
ever done
space.
that. No one's ever done that.
Yes, we have.
No, we haven't.
Yes, actually, people have walked across the entire fucking world, dude.
Not north-south, bro.
Because there's nothing there north-south.
Okay, but that's what you need. You would need a north-south circumnavigation on a single meridian. Otherwise, you just have concentric circles around the North Star.
Dude, people have walked from Mexico or like the fucking like South America to like the top of Canada. I'm sure
That's
people have
fine.
done
What's that got to do with anything?
So like, what you want them to go like? I don't understand. You think there's something behind
the
Antarctica?
entire latitude. So there's a system of coordinates called latitude and longitude. They are based upon the celestial sphere. And they are the main spatial reference is what's called the celestial equator. Now, how far that is above the horizon determines your latitude. But the circles are based upon Polaris. When we circle around that, that's east and west.
Mm-hmm.
It's very simple.
So how does
You
that
look in the
prove it's
chat,
flat?
and what proves the Earth is flat is that most of the surface of Earth's surface is water, not land. It's water.
So
And that according to the globe, water is supposed to conform by gravity into the shape of a sphere. But we can go and measure that water, and that water measures flat, not curving.
yeah, relatively, yeah. From what you're a cup of water, a pool, a
No,
football
the
field of
ocean,
water, an
dude.
ocean, a lake.
So we have a 50% flat ocean,
Have you been
but
in
the
the
Earth is a
ocean?
ball. Yeah, I live
Have
by
you?
the ocean. I live on the East Coast. I live in
Okay, East
Boston.
Coast,
I'm about a
East
mile
Coast.
from the
Okay,
ocean right
yeah,
now.
Boston.
Want me to show you some
You're making a
videos?
bad fucking name on Boston, dude.
Want me to
Now
show
I'm
you some?
pissed off.
Yeah,
But
want me to
okay, yeah,
show?
show me.
Yeah, I'll show you some videos I took from Revere Beach of a ship 30 miles away from me.
Show me.
How far is a ship 30 miles away supposed to be under the horizon?
30 miles.
Yeah, it's 30 miles. I'm a 15-foot elevation. How much should that ship be under the horizon? Should I even see the ship at 30 miles? Or should it be hidden by the curve of the Earth?
You know, there's like literally an equation for that, though.
Yeah, I
right?
know that.
So you can do the equation.
Yeah, I know the answer. I want to know if you know the answer.
Literally.
I want to know if you know the answer.
I mean, I could probably look it up.
Okay, well, I'll
and
just
do
tell
it.
you then. 400
Like,
420 feet under the
okay.
horizon at 30 miles. So how did I take a photo of the boat if it's
I mean,
420 feet under the horizon?
because it's curved.
No, it's under the horizon. The horizon's supposed to be the Earth curve, right? And then ships sail over
The
it.
horizon is not the Earth's curve.
Okay, then what is it?
It's your perception of the Earth's curve.
Okay, my perception.
That's something entirely different.
That's a good clip.
Dude, that's
Okay.
that's entirely different. You can't even say it's not. What like
Perception
So
of the
your
Earth curve.
perception of the curve is different to the curve.
yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Right.
How are
okay,
you
right.
perceiving it?
You perceive it as flat.
No, how are you
perceive it as flat.
perceiving this Earth curve?
You perceive it as flat. That's how
With
you
what
perceive it.
sense, dude?
Your eyes, your fucking
Okay, so with my eyes,
nervous system and the shit that keeps you standing
so
upright.
with our eyes, we're perceiving the horizon as Earth curve, but that's not actually Earth curve.
Yes.
What the
Okay,
fuck?
just want me-
Yeah.
So we look and we see a horizon, and that horizon just seems like it's Earth curve, but that's not actually it. So when they give us a formula for where the horizon is, the 1.22 miles times the square root of the observer's height in feet, and then we do the calculation, and then it says the
Yes.
horizon from 15-foot elevation should be 4.5 miles away, and then I see a ship 10 miles away on that horizon. What's the problem, dude? How come the
'Cause you're
horizon's two
perceiving it-
times? But the horizon, but geometrically, the Earth curve's supposed to be 4 miles away, not 10.
So what the fuck does that have to do with the fact you're seeing it, though?
Well,
Like there's
welcome
no
to flat
correlation.
Earth, dude.
Yeah.
Th-
Based on
Well,
based on the geometry, your line of sight to the horizon is supposed to be where that meets the sagittar, right? Of the Earth curve.
I'll show you a diagram, dude. Make it easy for you.
It's just not flat, dude.
I know. You can bury your head in sand. It's not really happening.
Yeah, you can keep telling yourself that.
So wait, what's your
Look in the
guys'
chat.
take?
Look in the chat. This is a diagram from a Globetard's website. So look at this. See this horizon? This little marker horizon? Where you can't see any surface past this shit? This has a set fixed distance. We can calculate where it should be on a globe. 1.22 miles times the square root of the observer's height in feet gives you the horizon distance.
All right.
Now, and I'll post the observation. I'll post it right in here.
Right, so for 15 foot, what is that?
Infrared. I took this in infrared in December. This video.
So it's a phenomena. So how does that prove?
What do you mean it's a phenomenon? No, it's supposed to be the geometric edge of a ball that you can't see the surface past.
So in your observation, Indio, 15 foot, that gives you a horizon distance of...
So first of all, you took
this
video?
Like 4.5 miles.
So
4.5 miles, and you could see
I
a
took
ship
this video, yes.
causing a wake, or spray
how do you know how...
at the bottom of it on the water from 30 miles away.
Now this one is only 10 miles.
How do you know how far away the ship was?
Oh, okay, that's 10 miles.
I'll show you how I know.
You have proof?
Yeah. Dude, I got everything. We're very thorough.
So why are you recording in black and white?
It's an infrared.
Oh, I see. Hey man, do dinosaurs exist?
Depends on what you mean by dinosaurs.
Well, not anymore.
Or is
Did they ever?
Did they ever?
Did they?
Yeah.
Do you think they have dinosaur bones?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah? Is there any bone in the dinosaur bones?
No, it's fossil.
Oh, so it's rock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you don't have dinosaur bones. You have rocks. Rocks shaped like bones.
We have fossils.
Rocks shaped like bones.
Right, that's what a fossil is.
Yeah, it's a rock shaped like a bone, but it's still a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
so you think that your rocks actually were organic material that walked around and fucking roared. How did dinosaurs have sex?
No.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd probably ask my ex-girlfriend because she was a paleontologist.
She doesn't know. So there's how I know. So this website, Marine, I'm going to tell you, no, she doesn't. They have no
I'm
idea.
sure she knows more than you, man.
They have no idea how dinosaurs had sex. It's not even fucking, what would you call it? Anatomically
they laid
possible.
Eggs.
Yeah, how did they fertilize the eggs, dude?
I mean, they dude, fucking birds.
How do two stegosauruses hump?
They don't.
Yeah, I never thought about it, did you? So look in the chat. This is a screenshot from marinetraffic.com. This is the ship, has the coordinates 42, 23, 46, 70, 47, 05 west. So that's the coordinates. I have more because we don't want you to be deprived of information. Where the hell is it?
So when you're using your Maps app, or like, do you have a custom one that like has like the real version of the world?
Well, do you?
No, because I accept that as like what the world is.
Well, you have no idea how your Maps app works, dude. You're just talking out your ass and your ignorance.
Exactly.
Dude.
No, I mean, it was a question.
Nobody's using a world map to navigate, bro. Well, you aren't anyway.
I mean,
military might claim to, but you don't.
Do you think Google Earth is a globe?
Yeah.
It's a cylinder.
It's a cylinder? What do you mean?
Yeah, Google Earth is a cylinder.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess
it displays to you as a globe, but it's actually, programmatically, it's a cylinder.
Well, what? Because we don't have all of Antarctica fucking mapped out? And
no, because it's called a Web Mercator GL, so it's a cylinder. And you can easily prove this if you try to draw a circle around either of the poles.
Hey, if you're gonna say something
they'll
like
clip
that,
they'll clip
back it
into
up.
a
What do you mean by that?
what? That Google Earth is a cylinder that uses the Web-Mercator GL?
How does that
Scoop?
prove that's a cylinder?
Because that's what the Web-Mercator projection is.
Okay,
A
that
cylinder.
could be a fucking programming trick. Do you know how programming works?
Yeah, that's why Google Earth is a cylinder, and it looks like a globe. But what
Well, yeah,
about your
that could be
Maps
a
app, dude?
programming
But what
trick.
about your Maps app?
What about my Maps
You
app?
just cooked yourself, but you know how programmatically things work? You just cooked yourself, dumb fuck.
Dude, what about it? It's a fucking globe.
You cooked yourself.
You zoom out and it's a
Your
globe.
whole argument, you pull out the rug out from under yourself.
Hey,
There's
Indio.
no. I asked you if you have a custom one, or do you use this?
Why would I need a
to get around?
custom one?
Do you use this one?
What one?
But
Google Earth?
Or like Google Maps, Apple Maps?
Yeah, sure.
But it's inaccurate.
So? It's good enough
So
for
you're
practical
using it-
purposes.
Oh. Wait, so
Those are two different things, right? Good enough for
there could
practical
be-
purposes and accuracy?
wait, but there could be things that like they're hiding from you
So what?
are on the map.
Well, I wouldn't know, would I? Because they're hiding them from me.
Wait. Google Maps isn't
I
the same
agree
as
with
Google
that.
Earth.
I agree with that.
Is
They're
it?
hiding a lot
India?
in Antarctica.
Hang on, India.
So,
Is
like-
Google Maps the same as Google
that's
Earth?
not good.
I think there might be a difference. I'm not sure exactly what
Right.
that difference is. So this is Google Maps. Since we're talking about Google Maps, this
And
is from Google Earth. What I just posted in the chat. So this red circle, that's the globe predicted horizon distance. But that's where the boat is. That's in the video. How did I see past the horizon? How is the boat on the horizon, which is supposed to be 6 miles in front of the boat? Curious.
I mean, do you think you understand how a horizon works in its entirety?
I've been doing this topic for almost a decade. Yes, I do. I talk to PhDs in
where's your
physics,
PhD?
astrophysics, mathematical physics.
I talk to people, dude. I talk to people on those programs.
I've debated them, and it's recorded.
So? I'm asking.
Seeing I
like,
have never
that's
lost
not,
a
like,
debate on this
credibility.
topic ever. You're like, yeah, that speaks for itself.
No, that's not credibility. I mean, like, objective reality just disagrees with you.
You haven't named any objective reality that agrees. The only one who's talking about any objective reality is actually me. I'm posting video of objective reality. I'm telling you what the oceans do, what the water does. I'm talking about objective reality. You said go look at a textbook.
So there's the view.
Objective reality is disagreeing with you in this instant.
There's the what?
Oh, that's not objective reality.
The ISS.
So now we're going to talk about cartoons.
Cartoons.
Yeah,
Proof
cartoons.
It's a cartoon. That's insane.
No, the video was a cartoon.
Why don't
First of all, there's all sorts of problems with it.
Why don't you flat earthers address what I posted?
What about what you posted? What is that?
How do you explain that?
Explain what?
My photo.
What is it a photo of?
Oh my gosh, I thought you would have known. It's okay. This is on Antarctica. You guys were just talking about.
How do you know that?
Excuse you.
How do you know that? What you just said? You said this is on Antarctica. How do you know that?
Right. I Google searched it from an archive.
Yeah, but that doesn't tell me how you know that. How you know that this is actually whatever they portray it to be.
Well, just grant me this, all right? So this is
Oh, just give you a free one? Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, I'm just
Moving
asking if this is true. How would you?
How would I know? You don't know it's true. When you find out if this is true, then you come back.
Okay, so if I find it on Google Maps, you're gonna give me a cookie?
How are you gonna? What do you mean find out? How do you know what they're showing you on Google Maps actually exists in reality?
No, that goes into my point. That goes into my point.
I'm asking you. They're showing you images. How do you know that is what they say it is?
I agree
How do you know?
with you, but you were arguing.
So here's the thing. There's a book written by a guy that he was part of the NSA from the time it was founded. He wrote a whole book on how photography is faked. And one of the biggest ways of faking photography is taking a real picture and just captioning it different.
What's fake about this one, and where's the caption?
Just captioning it different. Do you understand what that means?
That's why I'm not captioning it. I'm letting you caption it.
They captioned it when they told you what this is.
I don't know what it is. I'm asking you.
How would I know what it is?
It's on Antarctica. Don't you guys
How do you know? That's your claim.
Okay, let me find the source.
How do you know that this isn't a picture somewhere in Greenland?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
How do you know this isn't a picture somewhere in fucking Idaho?
Let me get a source. Hold on, dude.
No, no. I'm asking you how you know. Just getting this claim stacking, just saying this person's claim is my claim, that doesn't tell me how you know it's true. How you evaluated it to be true. What you did. Did you do anything?
This is a still from a video footage uploaded onto YouTube. You ever heard of YouTube?
It's a still from video footage uploaded to YouTube that still doesn't tell me the provenance of this image.
And there was a person behind the camera filming. I don't know how much more, how much more I can explain this.
There was a person floating in the air?
Probably a helicopter.
In Antarctica.
Yeah, it's not abnormal. Helicopters fly over there all the time.
I don't know if I should ban you for lying or what. Helicopters do not fly in Antarctica all the time. You just made that shit up.
Permanently. No, they do. How do you think they pick up their people, their researchers and scientists on Antarctica?
With an airplane.
They also have helicopters out there. I'll prove it right now.
I'm not saying they've never had helicopters, but they don't have helicopters out there all the time. Do you know you have to fucking carry your poop and pee out of there?
Okay, I don't know why we're getting caught up on the semantics of helicopters and how often they go in.
I want to know how you know this picture is what they say it is, dude. Whoever says it is.
Yeah, so I'll get
How did you evaluate it?
Yeah, I'll get the source material for
I don't care about what their claim is. How did you evaluate it?
So are you saying I should distrust every picture I see?
Okay, that's an all or nothing fallacy. Try again.
No, I'm just trying to understand your logic.
No, why would I say that? Why would I say distrust every picture you ever see?
No, because I'm confused. When you say something like
no, it's not confusing. It's not confusing at all. This is a rhetorical gimmick, dude.
Okay, ask it again.
It's a rhetorical gimmick.
Ask it again.
This is a specific picture you're presenting as evidence of something. How do you know anything about this? What did you do to evaluate it?
Okay, so what should I do to evaluate it?
Why are you asking me? So what you're telling me is you didn't do anything. So you didn't do anything.
Oh, so you're going to tell me you don't just Google search and then drop something in as evidence?
No, I don't.
That's okay.
Your incredulity is not an argument.
In what?
I said your incredulity is not an argument. Okay? It's really simple. And I know you're just here to get off the fact.
No, I was actually interjecting into the topic.
What's it supposed to show you anyway? What is that? Okay. What is that image supposed to tell you anyway?
Yeah, so let's say we take this image as completely true and authentic and all the other shit.
Okay.
How does it prove a flat Earth?
No, I'm saying because...
How does it disprove a flat Earth?
So Antarctica possesses many unknown qualities, and we don't know if...
How do you know that?
What do you mean? It's been well studied.
Well studied? You mean some shit people wrote that shit down in a book and you read it?
Yes, there was one person in particular, but others as well.
Yeah, but what was the evidence they presented?
So it was a rear admiral who led a fleet.
What was the evidence they presented?
So in his journal, which is documented...
What was the evidence they presented? I don't care what they do. Look, people talk and they say things. Okay? So what? What's the evidence for their claims?
Okay, so you think there's nothing mystical?
What's the evidence, dude? So you don't have any evidence. If this is the same thing over and over again, you guys love stories.
Bro,
you are just mystified by stories.
Let me ask you something. Is diaries not admitted as evidence in court all the time?
No, they're not.
Really?
It's hearsay.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Hearsay is not admissible in court. They would only admit a diary if they wanted to testify and the person was dead.
No, the diary of
it could be used to sway a jury.
Murders haven't gotten caught.
So it's going to be subjective anyway.
Murders have gotten caught by their diaries. Okay.
Really?
Oh, really? Look it up.
No,
And
police can use that as a clue towards seeking further evidence, but it wouldn't stand as evidence alone.
No, what is it? What is it?
Wouldn't
put
be enough to
into-
convict
in the,
someone.
in the court of law. It's a circumstantial evidence. Regardless, it's evidence. It's marked as evidence. It's a form.
Yeah,
of
to maybe sway a jury's opinion.
Okay, well, I'm
And-
swaying an opinion
okay.
right now with the admiral who had a diary that talked about this, and he was an esteemed
Okay.
man.
Okay, you're talking about Admiral Byrd's diary, which is a proven fucking fake, dude.
Oh, what? Bullshit!
Oh, bullshit. Who'd it come from?
It got I've noticed well more than you probably do. It got released from a journalist after he died, and his wife and his son was on the expedition with him, by the way, and both his wife and son didn't what's the word? They didn't discredit the journal. They just
journalists
no, they didn't come out and say,
honest,
"Oh,
aren't
these are."
they? Yeah.
They didn't come out and say these are lies. They gave it to the journalist to kind of absolve themselves, or else why wouldn't they go out in the press and say this is a fabrication?
Sure
this
they
is a
did.
fake book.
Cool story, bro.
It's the
Doesn't
truth.
matter. It
You guys
doesn't
just
even
don't like the
matter
truth.
because his fucking journal could say, I saw fucking little green men from Mars. And it wouldn't matter because we would need the evidence.
What? He's gonna shoot him down?
Look, Isaac Newton famously said, if it can't be proven by experiment, it's not worthy of debate. I don't debate people's opinions.
Well,
I'll debate what the evidence means, but there's no evidence. We just have someone's hearsay.
If one person conducts an experiment, say Admiral Byrd conducted an experiment where he was at, then that counts.
Admiral Byrd had do you know about Admiral Byrd's weekly radio show?
Yeah, I've watched quite a few.
Okay. Where did he broadcast that from? His radio show. He had a CBS News radio show that he did once a week from Little America.
And what's the point?
How far is that?
How far is that? Little America?
How far is it? From New York, where he broadcasted to. He broadcasted to Riverside, Long Island. That was
From
the
Little
receiving
America.
antenna. From Little America. It's 9,600
in Antarctica.
miles.
Holy shit! What were they? Was he bouncing it off Echo 1 or something?
he came back with technology. That's you're proving my point.
How did he talk to New York City from Antarctica if the Earth is a ball?
Because when he was in Antarctica, he found crazy things in technology and then brought them back.
And they say the flat earthers are fucking crazy.
So how did CBS get the other end of that technology so that he could talk to them?
No, it wasn't a receiver end. The receiver end doesn't mean anything. It was the output.
So, but they picked up at a certain frequency. Do you know how radio works? They have equipment on their end, and they have a receiver, and that receiver and the transmitter have to be tuned to the same frequency.
Right, but if he has this technology that can tune, you're missing this.
What does that mean? Technology that can tune? He has to tune the CBS receiver to match his. How did he do that with ESP?
Have you read the diary? Because this answers all your questions.
Did he get it from the inner Earth folk? They said, we're going to give you the ability to transmit radio signals across thousands of miles across the globe's surface, but we'll give you the cure to cancer later. Right, we're through the globe. But we'll give you the cure to cancer later. That's not important right now. What's important is you being able to broadcast signals across the Earth.
Once a week. Keep him busy.
Exactly. That just goes to show he was broadcasting warnings to the rest of the world about the dangers that are coming from the South and Antarctica.
Yeah? Is that what he was doing?
Listen,
was that
dude,
in between? Was that in between selling cigarettes and fucking chewing tobacco?
This isn't hearsay I'm spewing here. His fleet got attacked out there, and that's documented.
So what?
By UFOs. What do you mean? So what?
Oh, by UFOs. It's documented. His fleet got it. Can I see the
Yes.
after action report?
Oh no, the government would never admit that. But there is.
Then where is it? Then how do you know it's documented?
It's firsthand accounts.
From who?
I don't know.
You know, when it comes to testimony of individuals, you know how the courts. You know what the legal maximum in court is? Since you wanted to bring that up, sacrifice is the measure of credibility. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, like Jesus had great credibility because he sacrificed himself. Yeah.
It means that the truth of your statement is the credibility of your statement and how it should be taken as credible is directly proportional to the risk you're taking by making it.
Right. And you know, his diary, he wrote in it, and this is
if he lied, what are the consequences?
This is the one thing I'll leave you, is in the diary he goes, I am troubled because what I witnessed out there, I have a duty, I feel, to tell the American people and let them know. But I am bound by secrecy and oath through the Navy where they prevent me from doing that. So that's why the diary came out after his death, is so he didn't have to break his oath.
So zero credibility because he didn't sacrifice anything, dude.
He did. He killed him, or he died.
He was dead already. He didn't sacrifice anything.
Well, he didn't want his family. Look, hey, James Forrestal, the guy who signed off.
Doesn't matter why. If sacrifice is the measure of credibility, which has been the rule since fucking Roman times, he has no credibility, dude. He didn't sacrifice anything.
Listen, he did.
There's no consequences to him lying, dude.
They killed his son, who was going to a conference to speak about his dad.
Who's
that's
they?
What he was. I don't know, but his son, who was on the fleet, was going to speak at a conference about his passed away father, and then he never showed up, and he was found shot to death. That's not weird or anything, is it?
Yeah, this is great stories.
Maybe that's why he didn't sacrifice himself, because it wasn't himself. It would have to be his family if he came out.
Well, that'd be even more, give him even more credibility.
Yeah, well, his son died under very, very mysterious circumstances.
Well, instead he sacrificed nothing.
And he probably got killed because they were telling the family, disavow this diary, disavow it.
Why didn't they just kill the journalist?
No, because the journalist put it off onto the family and said, contact the family. And the family refused to speak, so they took it out on the family.
Well, the story's preposterous. It's idiotic.
So you say.
Especially at the time. No, it is, because the military has no problem censoring anything they want to censor, and they've never had any problem. They've controlled the press at least for fucking 200 years. Okay, only thing that gets published are the shit they want published.
That's not true. With a new social media age, X especially, things are being published that they don't want published.
Well, it's different now. They fucking fucked up. They got the cat out of the bag. They didn't realize what they were doing. They thought that they could control this, but they can't.
And that leap in technology has led to your guys' benefit.
Look, bro, I was on the internet before you were born. I was on the internet before there was a web browser. You don't have to tell me about the internet.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, back in the day, like, only a few people could yell at you on the street. Now you get the whole crowd on Discord coming in to yell at you.
What are you talking about? Over flat Earth? Yelling at me? They're not yelling at me. They're fucking preserving their own fucking ego.
Hollow Earthers. All of them.
Oh, there is no fucking hollow Earth, dude.
All right. Have you explored the entirety of the Earth?
I don't need to.
Convenient.
Why do you need to explore the entirety of the Earth? Most of the surface of the Earth is water. Right?
Does the flat claim of the Earth...
Is most of the surface of the Earth water or not?
Yeah, I'll answer yours and you answer mine. Yes. And then, is the flat claim of Earth dependent upon the entirety of the Earth?
No.
Oh, well, that's confusing.
No, because most of the surface of the Earth is water. And water's flat. And unless the physics of water change, then I don't need to know what the entirety of the surface of the Earth, because it's all connected.
Yeah, so you're taking an educated guess based on that the whole
It's
Earth
not an
is flat.
educated guess. It's all empirical evidence that any human being ever has is that water lies flat and level when it's a large body and it's connected.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around. You said we haven't explored the entirety of the Earth, but now you're saying we're referencing flat Earth based on what is been. It's confusing.
Look, brother, we know that all the waters of the Earth, they call them different oceans, but it's really just one ocean. They're all connected. All the so-called individual oceans, they're all connected together. Okay?
Yeah.
Since those oceans are connected together, they'll share a same property because their molecules are all intermixed. Okay? And on the surface, no matter any distance we ever measure, the surface of that water is flat. So it would be crazy, and there's no good reason to think that it's flat here and flat at every place I measure it, but curving somewhere else.
Except
where I didn't measure it.
Right. Okay. So I guess a fair argument or a fair assessment of that would be all observable parts of the Earth are flat.
All observable parts of the water of the Earth are flat. All parts that have been observed so far.
Have you ever seen a geyser?
Yes, I have.
Is that flat?
Is it a body of water?
No, like as it's.
Didn't I say large connected bodies of water?
Well, it's not connected. A geyser shoots up in there.
It's also not a body of water.
No, I thought you said water. Okay, my bad. I thought you said water.
Obviously, water in some states can be not flat because I could take a fucking baseball bat and smack a fucking pond with it, and the water's not going to be flat when it flies out. You're just being a pedantic douche. I don't know why you guys do this. Because you don't actually have an argument to refute what I said. It's 100% true that the surface of the Earth, the water is flat. And unless you can't have a fucking majority water flat ball. Well, you said something stupid like, where in that case, objective reality is subjective. Come on, dude.
Well, no, supposed objective because I don't think reality is objective if we haven't explored every crevice of Earth and outer space, so to say, or whatever, right? So that's my whole point. Is that if the
entirety of the Earth is flat as you claim, then surely you should be able to map it. What do you know about mapping?
I know that
nothing.
Hold on.
Nothing. No, you know nothing about mapping, dude. Nothing.
Can I answer?
Yeah. Tell me more about. Go ahead.
Okay. So mapping, to my rudimentary knowledge of it, is basically a way to put on, say a map or some paper, the distances and the locations of everything upon the Earth at the basic level.
Okay. Now, what gives you, how did you wake up in the morning and grow the balls to say, I have a rudimentary understanding of mapping, but I am going to make absolute claims like, surely you should be able to map it, when you don't know anything about maps by your own admission?
So are you saying that I'm wrong when I said the Earth can't properly be mapped?
There's always a problem with mapping, and it's called the origin of coordinates. There is no accurate map of anything. Maps are representations of something else.
So then, okay, so if that's the case, then my argument
you want me to give you a Harvard professor that does maps for a living saying what I just said?
No, if you can cliff note it, I'd appreciate that.
I got a clip, dude. I clip this shit when academia says the same shit I say. You guys don't believe me when I say it.
Okay.
So I clip academics saying what I say, and you guys still fucking don't believe it.
Well,
or you change the subject.
It's because you guys kind of, with all due respect, you guys pick and choose which academics you
What? And you don't.
You don't pick and choose, dude.
I haven't posted a single academic. This is my reality.
So you come here with nothing to back any of your words.
My reality, Judge.
Awesome.
Yeah, observer-dependent reality, which is why we can't map the Earth properly, because it's ever so shifting, dependent upon the observer.
What does that mean?
It means so it's basically an ironclad claim against that. You know, the reason we can't map the Earth, because we can never truly understand where things are within the Earth if we haven't been to its fullest expanse, right?
So if I've been all the way around Australia, therefore I should know the United States because I know every crevice in Australia.
No, sir, you're misunderstanding me.
No, you're
Purposefully, I feel like.
misunderstanding just mapping in general. Have you ever heard of the map territory problem?
No.
You can't make a map that is a one-to-one replica of any particular territory or fucking object in the world unless that map is the same as that object.
Okay.
Right? So if you want to make an accurate 100% map of the United States, your map would need to be the size of the United States.
Oh no, so you don't believe
So
in
we have to
scale?
pick and choose the
Oh.
things we place on the map because it's only gonna, we have to say, what is this map for? Okay, it's for this. How do I represent that on this map so that someone can do that thing and use this map as a guide to do it?
Okay, so you don't believe in scaling?
Oh my Jesus Christ. Yes, you can scale things, but what happens when you scale things? Do you lose information?
Not if you have a high enough pixel rate.
Then you wouldn't be scaling it, dude.
A piece of paper
Jesus Christ.
drawn with pencil, and you're talking
You really
about
don't
pixel
understand
rate.
maps.
No, I think the topic of maps, as you guys espouse it to be, is confusing, almost on purpose.
No, it's basic differential. It's basic geometry. Well, differential geometry. That you have a surface, you map it to another surface, and there's ways to do this. But you always have to start with the origin of coordinates. Meaning, what is the first reference point? My zero for all from which I relate all the objects in the map against, right? So, say in Cartesian coordinates, right? You have your zero, your x zero, your y zero, your z zero, right? Okay. Well, how am I going to relate that zero to all the other axes? Okay, am I going to have a one-to-one relationship between the x, y, z scale?
Well,
Probably.
if it's a flat
I want to
Earth,
have a
then
linear, but I don't have to do that. I can do something else. I can fucking have a non-linear y-axis, a linear z-axis, and a linear fucking x-axis, right? And then I can create a map for that coordinate system. So I take the objects in the world, and I just map those objects to that coordinate system. And it's not going to look like the object in the real world looks, but the way the object looks isn't the way it is either.
Why not?
Because we have a single point perspective. Because we have the 3D world mapped onto a 2D surface, the curved surface of our fovea in our eye. The external world maps to that.
I'm not talking
approximately because we have the wavelengths of light. And those wavelengths also have a size, and they also don't map perfectly.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about like mountains and valley, like, that type of stuff for topography. I'm talking about just zoom straight across.
Yeah, what are you gonna use? Is the surface smooth?
You could fly a plane in many different directions.
And do what?
Around the Earth to get an accurate, because you guys claim flat Earth, so surely the flat Earth should actually be easier to map than the globe Earth, because the globe.
You guys say that stupid thing all the time. It's not easier at all.
In theory, it should be.
Okay, so check this out. In theory, no, in theory it's not, because there's topography.
Just go.
So say I have a road. Say I have a road, dude. Really simple. Really simple. Oh yeah, and what?
A plane.
So I have a road. It goes up to the east side of the mountain, climbs the mountain, goes down the other side, and fucking continues on the west side of the mountain. Right? Now let's say the mountain is a mile at its base. It's a mile in diameter at its base. Perfect fucking circle. It's a cone mountain. And before the mountain's 5 miles of road, and after the mountain's 5 miles of road. How long is the road?
Well, 5 miles. You said up and
5 miles. The base of the mountain's 1 mile, and after the mountain, the west leg is 5 miles. Is it 11 miles? No, it's not 11 miles. Because you had to go up the mountain. So the road also contains the side of the mountain going up and the side of the mountain going down. Okay? So now you have a different distance.
Yeah, but
your odometer,
the
odometer that you, so on a map, you would project a linear distance based upon an orthographic idea, right? But that's not the actual distance you would travel on the surface. The surface distance is going to be completely different. And the fact of the matter is, it gets even more complicated because if the surface is not a continuous curve and it's an undulating curve, you have what's called the coastline problem, where the unit of measure determines the length of the fucking distance.
I don't argue for the curve though. That's not my argument.
No. You don't understand. If you have a surface and the surface is not a continuous curve, you can't measure the distance on that surface. The distance that you measure will vary depending on the length of the unit you use. So the smaller the unit you use, you can fit it into smaller and smaller crevices of this bumpy surface, like a coastline. You know how coastlines are all jagged, right?
I think I understand.
So if I take miles and measure the coastline, and I sum that, and then I take inches and measure the coastline, when I sum the inches, it'll be a greater value than when I sum the miles.
Okay, I'm gonna.
But it's the same coastline. So why is it different lengths?
Hold on.
Why is a coastline different lengths, though?
But you're talking about, if I'm understanding you correctly, you're talking about
reality.
No.
Yeah, reality. Because in reality, the surface of the Earth isn't smooth. It's jagged and bumpy. And depending on the unit of measure we use is going to determine the distance we measure. It's not as simple as you think, dude. You have a cartoon view of reality.
No, okay. So I agree with you. So say you had a road.
Doesn't matter whether you agree or not, quite honestly.
Okay, well, then I don't agree with you. But anyway, so if you had a road that went up straight up Mount Everest, right? And then it went down Mount Everest on the other side. Obviously that's a distance. But
not on a map it wouldn't be.
It should be because
no, because you would just measure the distance on the coordinates. You would look at your little scale and that says 1 inch equals 1 mile, and you would take a 1 inch fucking mark and you'd stick it over Mount Everest and say, oh, this is only 1 mile.
No, that's wrong.
That's how you fucking use a map, dude.
That's not how I use a map, but what I'm saying is when you're creating the map, right? So if you say whatever 1 mile up Mount Everest, 1 mile down, but then if you put the starting point where the base of the mountain, and then the ending point on the other base of the mountain on the opposite side, that from an aerial view will be the same distance.
No, not from any view, dude.
How could it not be the same distance?
Because from a view, from it. Look, when you say view, that assumes perspective, that you're looking at it, that you're being projected to a fucking point. No, it wouldn't be a view. It'd be an orthographic projection, which is not a view. It's everything. Okay, all the lines are parallel. All the lines are parallel, like a blueprint drawing. Okay. Now that's not how the thing actually looks.
Okay, so then
see, like, why? Look, brother. Okay. Really simple.
I don't think it is.
Just remember you said that because you just said should be easy to map a fucking flat Earth. Remember? Now you're realizing it's fucking hard. It doesn't matter what it's a map of.
No,
it's fucking hard, dude.
I was gonna rebut
There's a reason engineers and people that do fucking drafting and tradespeople that do that job get paid a shit ton of fucking money because it's not easy.
Right, because it's an ever-moving planet where things shift.
It has nothing to do with shifting. It's that you have to prefer some type of display or projection or how you want it. It has to be for some purpose. We don't make maps without a purpose. They're purpose specific. You make a road atlas because you want to know about the roads. You make a topographical map because you want to know about the topography and you want to know if you're falling off a cliff. We make these maps for fucking reasons. And they're good. They're only accurate for the purpose they're designed for, and nothing else.
It's mainly for navigation, travel. I got this.
We don't navigate with maps, dude. Worldwide navigation is done with stars.
No, you navigate with maps. That's not true because I know in the military they do navigate with maps.
Yeah, use a map to get to Australia from New York. Go ahead.
No, I'm not talking about aqua, like the water. I'm talking about on land.
You were quick to backpedal.
No, he didn't clarify that there's different.
We don't use maps to travel across the world, dude. That's what I said.
Okay, well, all I said was.
And we have maps for the land. We have road atlases, right? If you want to drive between point A and point B, you go buy a road atlas. You look at the fucking road atlas. But if you look at the road atlas and look at like the actual road, what the road actually does, they don't match each other. The road atlas just has a fucking squiggly line going through a state, and then it'll have a little square where the exit is. Say exit 15, exit 14, exit 13. It's not meant to be accurate. It's only meant to be accurate.
Those aren't meant to be scientific, dictates.
Well, really, they're only meant to be good for practical purpose. The practical purpose of driving. It was made for driving.
Right. So we have to go to the source that creates the actual scientific maps, not this.
The scientific maps.
Yeah, the ones that are accurate.
Scientific map. How do you know which ones those are?
The ones who take their time and maybe walk along, like they have people lined up left and right, and they walk down a certain quadrant, and then they mark it on the map.
Well, people can't walk straight. How would they do that?
Well, what do you mean they can't walk straight?
People walk in circles if they don't have an external spatial reference.
No, they'll have a compass or something, so everyone stays on the right path, right? And they stand shoulder by shoulder.
That won't work because you have magnetic declination, so that's not going to work.
That's only at the North Pole or whatever.
No, that's everywhere.
So you're telling me a compass will spaz out?
Magnetic declination, dude.
Let me look this up.
Magnetic declination is the difference between the geographical north and the compass north. It's different everywhere.
You remember that part of the military map that you were referring to earlier? How it's got grid north and then it's got
He's never seen a military map in his life.
I have. I went to basic training in Fort Jackson. What are you talking about?
Oh, did you?
All right. So whenever
did you take land nav, dude? Because you must have failed it. Sorry, dude. Go ahead.
I didn't. I took it, but I didn't fucking look at the map too much. I had my buddy do it.
Okay. So whenever you failed to look at the map that they gave you so that you could go look for the shit in the vines, you were supposed to pay attention to grid north and then the magnetic north. And then so whenever you would get your azimuth direction towards an object and you would put that down on the map, then you would adjust the compass heading to match the magnetic and not the grid north.
Sorry, you lost me.
On a compass, there's a little dial. Okay? That dial is supposed to indicate the geographic north, right? So if you look at the map and it says the magnetic declination is 10 degrees east, then you turn the dial to match the 10 degrees, and then when you line the compass up north-south, the actual north-south, right, the geographic north-south, is the direction that your adjustment dial is pointed, not the direction your compass needle is pointed.
I don't know. That sounds like kind of pseudoscience. I'm a little distracted also by
pseudoscience. They build them into every fucking compass, dude. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay, Goran, just do that the easy way. Just type in magnetic declination into Wikipedia or Google or one of them.
I will,
please.
But at first I've been distracted also looking at the side chat, and one of your
pseudoscience, bro.
One of your cheerleaders is calling me a glober, and I don't think that's appropriate, given that I haven't called you guys the Flat Earth Society.
Doesn't matter.
No, but like I'm not a glober. It's like if I were to call you guys part of the Flat Earth Society, that's slander.
Okay, I'll call you a glober. Sorry, Glober. It doesn't matter.
All right, you're teetering on libel right now because that's
libel.
It doesn't matter.
You're defending the globe. You're a glober. Deal with it.
Okay, I guess I'm talking to a bunch of people from the Flat Earth Society then. Deal with it.
No.
So, no, that's a straw man.
Not even analogous, dude.
Isn't libel in print anyway?
No, libel can be oh, slander, you're right. I don't know, maybe.
Okay. So let's libel him in the side chat.
It's slander if it's said, it's libel if it's printed.
Semantics. Typical with you guys.
Semantics are important.
Yeah, words mean things, dude. Sorry.
Exactly.
What's it? Yeah, Goran, Nick, you seem to be one of these people that thinks you just get to make it up for yourself as you go along.
This guy's fucking
and
Shakespeare,
then have your
dude.
own truth.
He just gets to decide what words mean. He's Shakespeare.
I think the world is more metaphysical than you guys realize, but you try to look at it through a scientific lens.
You have no idea what I think about the metaphysical, so don't even try.
Well, you guys don't even address it, so I'm led to believe my conclusion.
Because globetards claim they're empirical. They claim that the globe is based upon science. They claim that all this stuff is based upon empirical evidence. So we use their tool to show them that they are in fact wrong. This is why we focus on the empirical, because these fucking atheist, materialist globetards only accept empirical evidence as proof of anything. So you have to meet them where you find them. We can't meet them where we hope they were.
No, but you can't use so you meet them where you find them and you use science as a way to refute. But science is flawed in itself.
No. We're not using science as a way to refute them. We're using empirical evidence.
No, I've seen you guys use science that they claim against them.
If they make scientific claims, then we'll use science. If they're making a shape claim, then we'll use geometry.
Typically,
that's why they azimuth directions and grid north directions on a map, that's pseudoscience. Nobody made a claim to science. You fail at logic. You fail at understanding, and you argue from ignorance. And then so you're saying, oh, well, you guys are the ones who are in the wrong because and here we are.
Okay, that was a great summary of what happened. Anyways, I have to go. This was a great dialogue. Now, Indio,
I didn't unban you yet. Hold on, I'll do it right now before I forget.
I appreciate that. I do like the literature in there. But I guess I'll have to refrain.
Dude, we got the fucking best information channel on Discord.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I was bummed about. Like, some of you guys are cool, like Alpha Veritas, good guy. Great guy. But I just feel like you guys aren't open-minded enough to other opinions regarding this, and it kind of bugs me a little bit.
Because nature will tell us what it is, not you.
Well,
Flat Earth or Globe Earth isn't on here. And you can look in all the books and diaries and read all you want. If you want the answers, you have to go out fucking side and find them.
Okay,
the Earth.
Then why don't we crowdfund an expedition to survey the entire Earth?
No, crowdfund.
Just
crowdfund a survey of the entire Earth. That would cost a fucking $1 trillion. Fucking crackhead, dude. Are you high?
Well, aren't there some flat Earth?
Bro, just think of us as the best bulletproof vest ever, and you're trying to design a bullet that will go through it.
Oh no, I would never want to shoot any of you guys. No, never.
It's metaphorical, bro. Jeez.
Well, anyways, last time he was here made the same. Oh, in this channel, or are you talking about in the Discord? Old.
No, out on Mars.
No, I'm saying like in this.
Last time you were here, I remember your Kennedy PFP. You were asking who was the boss. I said, you're Kennedy wearing shades. You're the boss, and then you ended your visit with the exact same complaint.
Which was?
Just saying. Yeah, you want us to? You get mad that we won't sit here and play make believe with you. I mean,
no, you guys keep shifting me towards like make believe Sundays in here, but that channel's dead or on your Discord.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I told you this last time. You can speculate until the cows come home, but that's all it is.
But I'm not speculating. I'm referencing empirical data,
So
like
why
you
don't
guys
you
do.
write it down in your diary or something? Get it out of your system.
Like you guys say you reference empiricism, right? And then I reference it with Admiral Byrd's diary, and you go, oh, no,
it's not
that.
empirical.
Why not?
Empirical is about an observation of nature, not a fucking some shit a dude wrote in a book.
No, I know his observation was based on the nature of
Is Shakespeare
Antarctica.
empirical?
Is he talking about the nature of the
Oh,
Earth?
he wrote about fucking, I don't know, was it The Merchant of Venice or something? So, well, let's pick that one, right? Is that empirical evidence for a Merchant of Venice?
No, but let's not compare an author to a rear admiral in the Navy.
Isn't he an author?
No, I'm saying a fictional author. You know.
How do you know it's not fictional?
Because
yeah, exactly.
Like none of Shakespeare's.
That's why we rely on empirical evidence from the natural world, not the words that come out of fucking some idiot's pie hole.
Okay, so the natural world would be Antarctica. So why don't we cheaper expedition? We'll crowdfund.
You go.
We'll crowdfund the next.
What do you know about Antarctica?
I want to learn more. So should you.
Here's how you find out.
So should you.
Go to a rubber boat and fucking get a paddle and paddle there.
Okay, don't be facetious as if I don't know there's a bunch of ice in the way. You know, like, come on.
More than ice in the way.
That's my point. So we need a crowdfund. I'm sure you guys make lots of money. I would assume you do this part time.
Zero.
I'm getting paid.
No,
hey, where's my check?
I'm assuming because I see you guys here a lot. Like, and I'm assuming.
Why would you assume we're making money doing this?
No, I assume you have a high-paying job that allows you to kind of like sit on here and bloviate all day.
Ever think maybe you're just broke?
Oh, am I broke? I'm broke spiritually.
High-paying job is a relative statement, and the amount of someone's free time depends on what they find is important. It has nothing to do with the amount of money you have.
I don't disagree.
How do you know I'm not using free Macca's Wi-Fi while I'm cooking burgers? Listen. You hear the sizzle?
No, but I'm just saying, like, okay, maybe.
Fuckers.
I have
That's not fair.
I've been unemployed before, and I hung out all day in these Discords. But now, I have an affinity towards this channel. But I do see some more than others on here consistently throughout the day, which makes me wonder.
Dude, what do you want to find? What are you looking for in Antarctica? What is it that you're seeking?
Oh, thank you. Finally, a great question. I think obviously
ain't gonna be a great answer.
I think after the esteemed rear admiral who led a fleet, which by
you
the
like way, rear admiral, don't you?
Rear admirals didn't usually lead fleets, so that's just a
hold on, dude. This guy had the Navy, so we have to crowdfund the Navy's fund.
No, I'm building. Hold on, I'll make it short. But my point being is that we have to take the word of a rear admiral who is esteemed man, and we have to build upon that. Right, so we could go explore on his behalf, and we could discredit it or credit it.
Why would we want to do that? There's millions of other things to do in life. Why would we want to do that?
Because supposedly he ran into a civilization that had bountiful like food, water, and
that doesn't give me a why.
Everyone was happy. No one was arguing about flat Earth anymore, from what I saw.
So you're running to Antarctica to just
get away from flat earthers arguing. If I go to Antarctica, I don't have to worry about flat earthers arguing about flat Earth.
No Wi-Fi, no Discord. I'm free.
You'd be so enamored with what you see that you would like find solace there, and there would be no need to argue.
Well, I think you're nuts. Penguins. I think the negative 90 degrees Celsius temperature is gonna wipe away all your dreams, dude.
No, you have to get past that. Like
he just wants the super duper Wi-Fi that you can get that'll stretch over 10,000 kilometers.
Let's not be silly. You
have no idea what Admiral Byrd did or didn't do. He probably fucking went to goddamn.
Let's not be silly. Alaska. You're talking about going to find some people that are living in some utopia down in Antarctica. Let's not get silly.
On going there, doing whatever
So, dude, hold on. So this has nothing to do with the flat Earth topic. This is basically exploring enthusiasm.
Hold on. I'll leave it on this. If you get to the
place, on this. I doubt that.
If you get to the spot, if you're able to get to the spot that, because supposedly Admiral Byrd was guided by UFOs with Germanic voices, so I don't know. That's a little weird, but they guided him.
Your troll riders need to step it up, Kennedy.
Why do we got to go find them? Why don't they come find us? Why do I got to go there?
I'll just wrap it up real quick. So if we get there, because they don't let you in unless they find you of high esteem and value. So if we get there, and I think many of you would qualify under that.
Oh, so Lord, I hope you're not coming.
They might kick some of you guys out of the ship.
I heard a we in there.
High esteem and value.
They might kick some of you guys out of the ship.
How do you know that's what the requirement is? Maybe you just have to be like
you have to be a rear admiral to get in.
Pickle popper.
No, they told him. They brought him there because he was esteemed and regarded.
So the guy said they only let you in if you're a special, great person.
Right.
And of course I got in because I'm a special, great person. But you're not going to get in because you're not so special and great.
Well, I think they would welcome me with.
I have a bridge in Brooklyn. It's fucking cheap, dude.
They would welcome me with open arms because I'm more open-minded than most, right? And I'd probably.
Oh, that's a criteria too. Is that what Admiral Byrd said? He said you got to be open-minded.
His delusions. You got delusions of grandeur, bro.
Okay, well, all I know is they used Byrd as a tool because they were developing nukes at the time, unbeknownst to Byrd, and then they told him, go back and tell your government, stop doing this. This is going to create a huge problem in the future. And he went back and told them, and they kept doing it anyways and said, keep your damn mouth shut.
The more you recount that whole tale, it's starting to sound more and more like L. Ron Hubbard to me.
So you're saying a highly regarded, esteemed...
So, Goran, I want to ask you a question. Is it important you be open-minded?
Always.
Can you be so open-minded that your brains fell out?
You could be so open-minded that you let the gutter water drain in. I think I know what you mean.
I think you did.
You let your brains fall out, brother.
Is it worse to have your brain fall out or have gutter water go in? To be
you had
well, dude.
Okay, so maybe we can take part of what he said at face value, and the aliens or whatever, the Germanic aliens.
I hope you take it all.
Hey, you could come to Antarctica. Those were actually Freemasons, and he was allowed to do whatever he wanted because he was a Freemason. And now that he came back, he was sworn to secrecy because he's Freemason. And now you're like, oh, wow, alien. And then now we're just stuck here arguing about aliens.
So why would a bunch of Freemasons be in the ice barren? That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
So your theory.
Why would there be aliens concerned about nuclear weapons? What do they care?
My theory is more plausible than that one.
If you were to go to Antarctica, right, are you going there with permission and a planned route, or are you just going there and doing whatever you want?
I would take the route that I would crowdfund first, and then take the route.
Crowdfund him a kayak.
Crowdfund and then take a route, the same exact route Admiral Byrd did, in hopes that they will intercept me, and I can come back to talk to you guys. But I need crowdfunding of it.
Yeah, we're going to crowdfund you a kayak. We're going to hire Zanuck to give you kayak lessons because he's an expert kayaker because he kayaks around the Black Swan oil rigs all the time. So he's going to teach you how to kayak across from Chile to Antarctica. And I mean, well,
okay.
I guess I'll raise money for some fucking MREs or for some food so you don't starve to death.
No, I'll take care of that. All you have to do is crowdfund for the hot air balloon on top of my kayak. So when I need to go over, then I could get there.
The hot air balloon.
Yeah, because obviously I have to go up at some point. Who knows?
Well, the peninsula of Antarctica is not ice covered.
All right, well, I'm going to go play some video games before I have to work tomorrow for about 12 hours, but I'll be on after that to discuss further. I appreciate the unban as well.
Okay.
That was great. I will try to not break the rules next time, but I feel like I might. because I don't know them still, but okay.
Hey, just remember, if you work hard, you'll get rich. So go do that 12-hour shift and keep dreaming.
No, I'm already rich, but no, thank you. I appreciate it.